Tonight, I want to talk about the movie Ghostbusters Afterlife. This movie is written by Gil Kenan. He has a little bit of experience with the paranormal. He directed that movie Monster House. They brought back Dan Aykroyd for this. And last but not least, one of the writers is Jason Reitman. He is the son of Ivan Reitman, who actually directed the original Ghostbusters. And Jason Reitman also directed this movie. First, I have to just get this out of the way and say I absolutely loved this movie. I don't know if it was all the nostalgia they packed into it or because of the big heaping pile of trash that was the 2016 movie, that this one just was way better than that. I don't know. It could have been a combination of all of those things. But whatever it was, I absolutely loved this movie. The beginning, boom, hits with kind of a stakes thing, right? So we know what the stakes are. We're introduced to the characters pretty quick, and we're already out the door with the reason they come to Somerville. All of this happens very quickly into the movie. I feel like they realized they didn't want to kind of waste a lot of time with that and just kind of get them out there as quick as possible. And does it detract a little bit away from the movie? Maybe. But almost because this movie has the name Ghostbusters attached, you had to get them out there as quick as possible. This movie stars Mckenna Grace, Finn Wolfhard, Carrie Coon, and Paul Rudd. We've all seen the trailer. We know who these people are. You know, Finn Wolfhard, Stranger Things. So he's no stranger to the paranormal, right? And all of them do very well. I say that because Mckenna Grace elevated. I mean, she does excellent in this movie. Paul Rudd is kind of Paul Rudd. Kind of expected. We kind of knew what we were going to get with him. I think Carrie Coon does a really good job as the mom, but the just breakout star in this movie is Mckenna Grace. She's been in quite a bit of stuff, but never really anything that she could just stand out in. And this, I feel like this is really that role for her where she just gets to kind of stand out. I thought they handled this story with just so much grace. You know, they gave nods to the original. I almost feel like they kind of left out Ghostbusters 2, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, everybody remembers the 1984 Ghostbusters as just the kind of the pinnacle, right? Everybody loves that movie. It's just a very well-made movie. It's just a fantastic movie. And so this one pays a lot of tribute to that one, and I found myself kind of drawn in. Full disclosure, I went in thinking this movie wasn't going to be that good, so my expectations were pretty low. But they blew away my expectations and just brought in all the things that I just loved about the original. And I feel like, obviously, they did it on purpose. This is kind of a soft reboot. It's a sequel to it, but it's a soft sequel, right? They're obviously branding for more in the future, and I honestly think this is the movie. I know they wanted to with the 2016 version. That one, dumpster fire. This is the movie I feel that they can just springboard off of and just make this thing a franchise. The way it made me feel, I mean, this movie, was it perfect? No. Were there some things that kind of pulled me out? Not really. I mean, of course, after the fact, after you see the movie, there's some things that kind of, you know, maybe like, oh, well, they didn't develop this. They didn't really give a good reason on this. That kind of stuff can be nitpicked. But just overall feeling and how happy I was to be watching that movie, and it just left me with a huge smile on my face when they fired up those proton packs. I mean, I loved this movie. It was fantastic. I'm going to have to give it a 4.5. Yes, you know, I marked off 0.5 just because of some of the little things. You know, they kind of rushed to get in. Again, if they didn't do that, would I probably be taking points off because they didn't get to the story soon enough? Probably, right? So they're kind of in a rock and a hard place, right? So that's why I still rate it so high. I definitely think you should go see this movie. I thought it was fantastic. You could tell they love the characters. There was no putting anybody down. Everybody got their comeuppance. I just love this movie, and I highly recommend you see it. Go to the theater. It is an excellent movie, and I really want to know what you think of this movie, because I have a feeling you are going to see it because it is a good movie. So rush out, go watch this movie before people spoil it like crazy, because there's enough in there that they will spoil this stuff in the movie. And before you go off and reading, yes, there are 2 post-credit scenes, so you will want to stick around until the very end. There is some post-credit scenes, so definitely go see this movie. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I off base? I don't think I am, but I still want to know. What do you think of this movie? If you do like this movie, let me know. Hit that like button. If you want to know when the next video is coming out, hit that subscribe button. And I will see you later.